Hello and welcome to Let Me Explain 3 Homeworld Deserts of Kharak. This video I will attempt to explain a little bit about the strategy and a little bit about the game itself and possibly the history of Homeworld. I've not been able to record any of the original Homeworld games themselves. For some reason the recording software and the game aren't very compatible, which is a shame because the original Homeworld series is among my treasured favourite games. So we're going to start off a little bit into the skirmish game I've already started. This is because I didn't want to upload a full 28-minute video, so this is edited down to just some key points and key elements within the strategy and to show you a little bit of the combat itself. So the first thing I've decided to do is attack the enemy scouting units, and I will be going from there to find the resource collection units. I'm playing as Galician, and there's two factions, the Coalition and the Galician. The Coalition are the people you play in the main campaign, and oddly enough it sounds like they're actually the bad guys because they're in breach of several conditions that they had which kept the peace between those two factions. But I won't talk any more about that in case you guys want to actually play the campaign itself. Now, the game feels and plays a lot like a Homeworld game would. If you've played Homeworld 1 or Homeworld 2, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, if you haven't, the only way I can describe it is planetary annihilation. I've been told that game is very similar to Supreme Commander. You don't actually at any point build a solid base. Everything comes out of your main carrier or its supporting vessels. So it's and these are mobile as well. You can move them around the map because of the size of the carrier. They are limited to the areas where they can move, but they're also quite good as an offensive weapon. You can use them to fire missiles as well as, like I'm doing here, using aircraft to strike the enemy resource gatherers. I want to keep my opponent's resource sort of on an absolute minimum. I don't show any of the sensors manager during this clip, but if you are familiar with the Homeworld sensors manager system, it's more or less identical. The only difference is, obviously, instead of being in a 3D environment, you are on a planet. The sand dunes do enable you to get a height advantage, which will increase your line of sight and your damage on units that are coming towards those units sitting on top of the sand dunes. So it has a little bit of the 3D element to it, but it's primarily a ground-based shooter. Like you can see here, I've managed to set a load of tanks up on that ridge just to attack anything that's coming towards them. I really should have put in something about the Sensors Manager into this video, but I haven't. However, that being said, I am going to be playing a lot of this game. I still play the original Homeworld games, and then obviously when they came out on Steam, I think it was last year, I bought those. I did try and record them then, and I have been trying to record them since, but for some reason I just cannot get the game to record. So I still play the original Homeworld games. This version, though, does have a matchmaking system, so I will go into the matchmaking system at some stage, assuming that the game holds its own and there are people like me who are quite enthusiastic about it, and some people I can actually play with and against. If you are interested, however, in joining me in the matchmaking system or playing against me, just leave a comment in the box, add me on Steam. I'd love to play against someone and record it, whether I win, lose or draw, whatever, I don't care. Something that's interesting that you can do in this version of Homeworld, which you couldn't do in the original, is that you'll see in the bottom left hand corner there are these little 4 bars. It's a power management system. You can actually change what your aircraft carrier or your main carrier does. You can put more weapons to repair, movement, or what have you. I feel this video was kind of short, as let me explain. I would like to do a lot more of this. In fact, even if you guys don't like it, I probably am going to do a lot more of this, because Homeworld games, they're in my top 5 all-time favourite games, and the fact that I can actually record the new version has me very excited.